Today I'm going to be telling you everything about Skags. These creatures have been in the Borderlands universe since the first game. They are canine-like creatures with strong bony armor plates and 3-jawed mouths. They are aggressive unless you find a dancing one, which in that case they're completely harmless and kinda cute. Skags are found on Pandora, and they dwell in underground burrows. Skags carve out their burrows by using their hard, hook-like claws to dig. They seem to behave like meerkats, with most of the pack inside the den and a few roaming just outside. Skags can be tamed, at least partially. The midgets have been observed riding the smaller variants of Skags. How they managed to tame these wild beasts remains unknown. I'm gonna rapid fire the different Skag types, but I'll go over the important ones and bosses more in depth. Starting with the Skag pup, Skag whelp, adult Skag, spitter Skag, elder Skag, alpha Skag, badass Skag, badass alpha Skag. In the DLC Claptrap's new robot revolution, there's a new kind of Skag called Skag Trap. Armored Skag, badass infected Skag, barf Skag, chubby Skags. They have a high chance to drop legendaries and class mods, and in BL2 and UVHM, their name changes to Tubby. In Borderlands 3, their name stays Chubby no matter the playthrough. Infected Skag, rabid Skag. Nobody likes these, but they aren't as bad as rabid stalkers at least. Snow Skag, Scrack. On the mission Monster Mash Part 3, you run into this creature, which is a mixture of a rack and a skag. Swamp Skag. These are found in Hammerlock's Big Game Hunt DLC. There are no real enemy Skags in the pre-sequel, however there is a robotic version of them in the Claptastic Voyage DLC. They're called Clapdogs. They're digital versions of Skags that live inside Claptrap's mind. Pup Clapdog, guard Clapdog, badass guard Clapdog, barfer Skag, succulent Skag. Alright, now let's move on to the Skag bosses. Starting with BL1, we have Pinky and Digit. These Skags are Nine-Toes pets, and are encountered in Nine-Toes' lair during the mission where you go and fight him. Scar. Before the story of the original Borderlands, TK Baha and his wife were attacked by Scar. In the end, Scar killed TK Baha's wife. When TK went to get revenge, Scar blinded him and ate his leg. When TK got a prosthetic leg from Dr. Zed, Scar ate that leg too. TK Baha gives you a mission where you go and kill Scar and get his prosthetic leg back. Mo and Marley. Mo is a fire Skag while Marley is a shock Skag. They are two of the strongest Skags on Pandora, and you can find them after picking up the mission The Legend of Mo and Marley. Skagzilla. Skagzilla is found in the Doll Headlands. He is a massive Skag about 3.5 times the size of an alpha Skag. The way you can get to him is by taking the mission Big Game Hunter. Scrappy, all grown up. He's Crazy Earl's beloved pet Skag. Scrappy was once rescued from the bandits for their Skag fighting ring, and then when Scrappy grew up, he outgrew his sawblade collar and became hostile to those who rescued him. Now let's talk about the boss Skags in BL2. Dribbles. Dribbles is larger than most other Skags and constantly emits purple and green fumes. It can also cough globs of slag and occasionally even pees a stream of slag. Dukino's mom is a massive armored female Skag found in her cave in Lynchwood in the mission Demon Hunter. She was attempting to eat her son Dukino, who I'll talk about a little later. Enrique. Enrique is a Skag that the Vault Hunters are sent by Tiny Tina to take for a walk in the mission Walking the Dog, as part of their so-called training. In this mission, you have to walk him around, and at the same time, the bikers will shoot at him, so you have to defend him and keep him from dying. And if he dies, the mission will fail, and you have to start over again, and it's probably the worst mission in all of BL2. Ghost. This Skag is found in a small cave in the burrows. Ghost will drop the Winter's Over relic when he's killed. It's a reference to Ghost from Game of Thrones. Toomba. Toomba is found in the Wildlife Exploitation Preserve. The reference here is from The Lion King and the character Pumbaa. It's time for the pre-sequel now. There aren't any actual Skags, but there are Clapdog bosses. Despair and Self-Loathing. They are two Clapdog mini-bosses found in the Claptastic Voyage. They represent corrupted versions of Claptrap's hope and self-esteem. When defeated, Despair will morph back into a friendly version of hope, and Self-Loathing will morph back into self-esteem. The Sponks. It is found in the Claptastic Voyage. It is a stone-like creature with the body of a Clapdog and head and eye of a Claptrap. The Sponks is initially friendly and asks the Vault Hunters to correctly answer a riddle in order to pass. Once you pass through, the Sponks turns hostile. The name the Sponks is a reference to the mythological creature Sphinx, also known for asking riddles. Moving to BL3, the Skag Bosses are lacking in this game compared to BL1 and BL2. Starting with Butt Munch and Truffle Munch. They are the pet Skags of Bandit Chef Mincemeat, met during the final part of the mission Skag Dog Days. Scrack. Scrack is a combination of a Skag and the wings of a rak. Same idea as the one in BL2. It is found in Ascension Bluff on Pandora, and it's one of Hammerlock's legendary hunts. Succulent Alpha Skag. I wouldn't even call this Skag a boss, but the Borderlands wiki does. So, this Skag is the leader of the Succulent Skag pack encountered in the droughts during the mission Skag Dog Days. That was every Skag boss throughout the Borderlands series. Let me know if I missed any. Now let's go over the few friendly Skags from the series. In BL1 there was Scrappy. During the mission Earl's Best Friend, you find Scrappy in a Skag pen in Trash Coast, having been put there by a bandit Skag fighting ring. You have to rescue him and get him home to Crazy Earl. Once you can access Crimson Fastness, Scrappy can be found as an adult Skag. His new name is Scrappy All Grown Up, and is a boss I talked about earlier. Scrappy's name is a reference to Scrappy-Doo from Scooby-Doo. Now for the friendly Skags in BL2. Willy the Skag. You find him during the mission Animal Rights. Willy is a reference to the movie Free Willy. Dukino. You find him in a small cell which you save him from. You bring him medicine and food, and finally to an old mine where he stops to sleep. Dukino's mom locates her son sometime later and attempts to eat him. Finally, you have to fight her and save Dukino. Dukino's missions are based on the children's book If You Give a Mouse a Cookie. Old Pukey. This Skag is found in the Hammerlock DLC where you have to protect him and wait for him to puke up a Claptrap unit. The final friendly Skag is from the pre-sequel, Benjamin Blue. He is a friendly Skag found asleep and locked inside a cage in research and development. You're able to unlock his cage by hitting 4 stomp pads. We're almost to the end of the video now. I just have some random facts left. Here they are. When elemental versions of Skags were discovered, it caused immediate excitement among the scientists and companies of Pandora. Many began to speculate the Skag could be harnessed to generate cheap power. However, everyone who tried to harness this power died. Although energy generation has had poor results, much progress has been made in the area of Skag pup training. Skags have achieved some sort of iconic status among Pandorians. Scooter uses a Skag as his logo outside his workshop in T-Bone Junction. Skags have even made their way into Pandoran culture. Just look at this graffiti. Finally, Skag mothers tend to eat their children. Dukino was an example of this. There are a lot of other creatures and people from the Borderlands universe, so if you want me to make this a series, leave a comment on what you want to see next. Thank you so much for watching. Leave a like and subscribe. Have a good rest of your day. I know I didn't mention a few references like Skagzilla being a reference to Godzilla and Scar from The Lion King. Feel free to point out any I missed as well. Thank you.